Hello, hello, healing circle. Well, actually, this is kind of fully collective. This video is going to stay on the channel page altogether. So I guess this is for everyone. And nice to see you guys. Hello. I'm just taking a double look at my notes. Hold on a second. Okay. So, hello. This is us going over a lot of the things tied to Pluto's energy and some of the questions that people have been having tied to the post-Pluto Capricorn going into Aquarius energy. Okay, so when we look at this, it's important to understand that there is always a shadow period. Okay, so when we see a Pluto any transit, first of all, has a shadow. But when we're talking about a Pluto transit, something as big as Capricorn Pluto, moving into something as big as Aquarius, which is a completely different element. We're going from earth to air. Both are karmic energies, okay? We have Capricorn's a karmic energy, and so is Aquarius. Both represent karma, okay? Because they are the two sides of Saturn. I talked about this before, also how Scorpio kind of is a part of that lineup in that way, because Scorpio, eighth house energy and things like that can be karma, usually family karma, different things like that. It all just depends about how it affects you, but the karmic signs in specific are Capricorn and Aquarius, sometimes Scorpio. Let's just say that. So with that being said, a lot of you can, with Capricorn placements, can be experiencing something that you feel like you're still going through old things. It can feel like the past hasn't fully let you go yet. It can feel like, when we go through something like, oh, this is realistic, is understanding that when there is a big shift that takes place, there's always a wheel that has to turn, and sometimes that wheel is heavy, and you have to for example, like when you turn the wheel of a boat, you can push it really, really fast, but then when you do so, understand that when you're on water, the boat in itself has to take a very long like the wheel will move faster than the boat does because you're on water, okay? And you're moving a big contraption that is made to carry so many different things and people, etc., on it, right? If we look at what sunk the Titanic, for example, the wheel moved faster than the boat itself, and it ended up hitting the iceberg anyway, right? So it's important to understand that when it comes to this energy, the shadow period is here to help you. Okay, and it can feel difficult, it can feel frustrating. A lot of you guys can be feeling weighed down by situations that you have been carrying, especially this year, with something you've been wanting to have finished or finalized, or kind of wanting this relief, wanting the end of something and waiting for it to end. Fatigue can very much be a driving force for you, but I will say I'm going to be uploading the pre-video, or the preliminary video for the yearly for next year. And so far, what I've felt so much about next year is there is a focus on a lot of things tied to completions, because it's the year of the 9, right? And the 9-year video is going to come out as well. But when we're looking at completions, for you guys, it is tiredness, it is fatigue, it is, and even though fatigue for a Capricorn can be rough, when you guys really feel done, you feel done, and you can be so ambitious and so driven and so consistent that tiredness can be the very thing that makes you feel defeated, but that'll actually be the thing that helps you make those final decisions to end chapters, okay, when we're looking at the year of the 9 before we enter 2026, which is the year of the 1, right? That's where we finally can see things, old things, I guess, come to a close in that sense, or even old projects be able to actually come to a finish, because where you are tired, you are exhausted, and you are unwilling to put up with things that once didn't serve you. The thing about you guys as Capricorns, your biggest detriment is you can be relentless in being hard workers, consistent. This is what can put you in bad relationships, work relationships, romantic relationships, letting things go on longer than they should, letting people stay in your life longer than they should, different things like that. And the reason why is because you guys can have a thing for consistency, ambition, growth. You don't always know how to give up, right? Which is beautiful if it's put in the right direction. But if it's put in a wrong direction, that's where a lot of your pain finds you, because you should have given up on this thing a long time ago. You should have cut this person out a long time ago. You should have set these boundaries a long time ago, right? Up here, sorry, on this side here, for example, I put up these sticky notes, and I tend to put up sticky notes when I need to remember things. And the first one says abundance and ROIs, returns on investments. That needs to be a primary focus. Number two says my peace is my primary priority. Okay. And number three says boundaries. All right. So when we're talking about some of the energy that's going to be playing out for Capricorn in general during the year of the nine, a lot of it is around these subjects, because that same fatigue will be the thing that makes it so that you finally put your hands up and let go of things that are not saying yes back to you, right? Your ambition can actually be put in the right direction. Stop trying to make things happen that shouldn't happen. Stop trying to make relationships work that don't work. Stop trying to push yourself beyond your limits, or headbutt something that's not moving, different things like that, right? So as we look at this shadow period that's playing out throughout the remainder of this year here, as we're looking at December, and that leading us into next year, and really being in the Aquarian energy of the new Pluto, of the new generation, and a lot of that is going to really feel planted for you in, I would say during Aquarius season is when you're really going to feel fully realized in it. There's still some things that you're cleaning up during Capricorn season because it is your solar return. It is a karmic season because it is Capricorn. And so you're going to kind of feel the end of this whole Pluto transit really showing itself during your season in that way. So being able to finalize old patterns in that sense. But I don't want you to be misguided in understanding that all of next year is dedicated to finalizations, because it is the year of the nine. It is dedicated to finish, because we begin again, right? When we start into the year one, that's 2026, that's where we begin again. So it's not to say that this energy of the Capricorn Pluto will haunt you throughout the year of 2025. It's not that. It's a matter of understanding that there is still more that you are finishing. And these moments are happening so that you put an end to things so that they can leave you for good. Okay. And then the shadow period of what you're going through when it comes to your Capricorn Pluto, for many of you, you were just traumatized. It's just very simple in that sense. You've went through a lot, you had to experience a lot, you had to understand a lot. You've gone through a big growing phase in just the past 2 years, for example, because of the way that Pluto has been transitioning out. Give yourself grace. Okay. Allow for the grace period of one generation to lead into another generation. But and find beauty in the detriment. Let's say that. Find beauty in the detriment. And you find beauty in it when you understand that the things that make you feel the most tired are the driving forces behind you finally giving up, right? But not giving up as in giving up on yourself, but giving up on the things that you've been doing too much for in the first place, right? Giving too much toward trying to maybe be perfect or be the best at something, or again, headbutt things that don't need you to give to them, right? Like I said here, if your peace is your primary priority, then how will that change the way you go about your progress, right? That needs to be the focus for you guys. And when we're in the shadow period of this post Capricorn Pluto, it is asking you about responsibility, because where you are in Capricorn Pluto is all about responsibility. Where does your responsibility lie? Where does your accountability lie versus the other, right? And so it's asking you to take responsibility for different aspects of your life. And that is a big conversation throughout the month of December. Where is your responsibility? And responsibility obviously can be very scary, especially for you guys as Capricorns. It can feel like something that burdens you, something that is heavy on you, weighs on you, even against your own desire for it in that sense, right? But in this case, it's a matter of understanding where you take full responsibility is where you will experience major progress, right? It's embracing it so that you can get to the other side and again, align with more progress where you're unafraid of what it is that you're feeling when it comes to this post-Pluto energy. So allow fatigue to drive you to finish. You know what? this is not worth it. It's not worth it. You know, the things that are not giving to you need to just be taken away. You know, the relationships that are not serving you need to leave. And if you need assistance with something, I'm so sorry, my nose is kind of runny. If you need assistance with something, it's allowing yourself to actually step into the driver's seat and getting it done. Okay. And so that's the most important thing when it comes to this. I think I also mentioned, the shadow period, healing, karma, responsibility. Another thing as well, when it comes to this post Capricorn Pluto energy, there are things that are showing up in your life that are asking you directly to visit the way in which your karma has been a result of actions that you have taken. But again, this is not something that's made to hurt you. It's something that's made to make it so that you do things in a better way moving forward, but not only in a better way, but also in a way that, again, has you looking at the realm of responsibility, karma, accountability, and healing, and that you don't take on more than necessary, and you put yourself in situations where peace is the primary priority, where having something that is more graceful is actually the thing that you can invest your ambition and your energy toward, so that this beautiful new generation of Aquarius being in your second house can give you the wealth that you deserve, can give you the gift that you've been looking for in that sense. I wanted to just pull some cards tied to this to see if we can find some advice here. It's like we're having a healing circle video right now. But yeah, I know a lot of you guys have been asking about this relief and how the Capricorn Pluto is left, but it's like you still feel like you're carrying things, and whatever it is that you're still carrying is because you need to get it to the end. It needs to go to the finish line. There's still things that you need to evolve through, go through, and other things at certain point. Neptune blurred the lines of your boundaries during your Capricorn Pluto transit a few years back. And as Neptune has been in Pisces in this perspective, I think we're going through a Neptune retrograde right now, and I don't remember. Thank you. And I don't remember, but the thing about this energy, when Neptune is in Pisces, that is your third house. And so it's asking you to, again, look at the way in which you relate to other people and the way in which you show up in your social situations. For a lot of you guys, your traumas have been from the people and situations around you, your relationships, your work environments, the ways in which other people have been weighing on you, pressurizing you into refinement, right? So the lines were open, those blurred lines were there so that you could go through whatever it is you need to go through. It could have been trauma. Like I said before, there's no better growth than opposition, right? And now it's closing those doors. Now that you've gone through your refinement and your change, who are you? What will you say? What will you defend? What matters to you versus what didn't matter to you before, the new version of yourself, and how you will protect that and not set yourself up for anything that works against you like you might have done previously. All of these different things are happening now in terms to get you to evolve yourself and align. But it's not easy. It's not easy because, again, fatigue, right? Tiredness, exhaustion. And it's a matter of understanding that things will not be on your plate. No more things will be added onto your plate. Let's say that. At this point, you're cleaning off the scraps and having to clean the final dishes. And you're looking, some of you can be looking at a pile of dishes and you don't know what's going to happen. Or I would say when we look at the personal reading for the month of December, I remember there was a fear of karma in itself, a fear of justice in itself, right? So what does that mean in terms of where you will sit on the other side of it? So it's a matter of understanding to walk slowly into the completion process, into your new paradigm that is a result of the karma that you put out yourself. What are we looking at in terms of advice? Yeah, I'm doing a poll like I normally do with the healing circle, just to get some advice here, to offer some kind of relief. Just understand that the things that are taking place when it comes to this shift are to make it so that the new generational narrative is more seamless. You're going from all eyes being on you in terms of you needing to refine yourself, to now you needing to refine your relationship to your wealth, your relationship to your values, your relationship to your morals, which there's so many things happening with your social life, and it'll continue to happen with your social life, especially as we're looking at, again, where Leo Mars activation, and it was in retrograde, asking you to look at your personal power where you to the other. And this leads you into next year in terms of, again, more things with Mars, having you look at the way in which you relate to other people and how other people affect you. And all of these things, even if they are difficult, especially for those of you who have held to relationships that you've been needing to let go of for a long time, are made to make it so that you can have a more seamless life. It's all to release you. That is the point. To make it so that you're, let's say, doing less and achieving more. Second house is ruled by Taurus, and Taurian energy knows that all too well, how to do less and receive more, right? How to prioritize your own grace in that sense, right? Oh, wow. Okay, so when we look at the overarching energy when it comes to what's going on with the remainder of this transition of the Capricorn Pluto shadow period, we've got Deer of Delta. I love this card and I'm going to read it for you, but it's all about understanding your own gentleness. Okay, it's understanding your own gentleness and protecting that. All right, Ace of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the wow. All right, so we're all Pentacles. We're Capricorn here. So we've got all Pentacle energy in terms of where it is that you need to understand for your advice. So new stable beginnings are on the horizon, but it's requiring work from you. Okay, when we're looking at Eight of Pentacles, especially as we're finishing the 8th year, which is the year of karma. The Eight of Pentacles is my relationship to the year of karma, because it is the 8 is the Capricorn number. So when we're talking about the Eight of Pentacles, it's directly related to that sense of how to allow something to progress through your own personal how do you say, energy, right? The way that you yourself decide to push something forward, the work that you will put in. So we've got new stable beginnings, right? A new reality opening up for you. What I love about the Ace of Pentacles, it's a stable reality, all right? So we've got the Ace of Swords, which is a new, it can be communication, something like that, new clarity. We've got the Ace of Wands, new fresh beginnings, exciting, things like that. We've got the Ace of Cups, which can be a wish fulfillment, an emotional fulfillment. The Ace of Pentacles, especially when we're talking about what's going on with this Pluto transit, there is a new reality opening up for you, and that reality has stability written all over it. Your feet need to step on and want to step on stable ground, all right? This new, you see the wings there. For those of you who are Christians or people who have read the Holy Bible, for example, when we talk about angels, they tend to represent being able to move through the paradigm. That's where the wings come in terms of being able to move through all realms, right? So it's a matter of understanding that you are free to navigate through old situations and break through into new ones, right? You can create new stable ground. It's not just many of you want, the Pluto transit to just walk you into a new happy beginning, and it's like an emotional fulfillment, almost like the Ace of Cups. But in this case, remember, when you're creating a pentacle it takes work, right? In general, pentacles, you see the star in the middle with the circle around, right? It represents earth, air, fire, water, and ether, right? The 5-point star, the circle around it, right? The infinity in that sense. It takes time to create a pentacle, to create matter, to create something physical, to take the idea and make it practical, right? To bring it into fruition. So when we're talking about this Ace of Pentacles energy, it's like understanding that new ground is being formed for you, and it's a new solid reality, right? Next to that, we've got the fact that you need to put in the work to do this. So whatever it is that you want to see through in terms of what you were looking for to be released from you when it comes to this new paradigm and the new life you're trying to create from yourself, it requires work, and you need to put that work in. And lastly, we've got the Six of Pentacles, which is understanding that other people are here to help you. So there's something about you needing to understand your relationship to others, needing to understand your relationship to help and assistance in order to see through what it is that you want when it comes to this energy. All right. And Deer of Delta, I'll read this for you before we close out. Without any force, you can overcome even extreme negativities. And this is very big for you guys that are going through difficult things during this time period, or feeling like this strain or this worry, or like, can be feeling like you want to give up, or like you don't know how something is going to see through to the end of it. Your real nature is gentle, which is powerful in its own unique way. You do not need to become something you are not. You're welcome. You do not need to become something you are not. You can confidently and effectively invoke spiritual protection from the light. You can never be dominated or bullied at a spiritual level because the real you is always empowered and protected in the light, right? And that's like the biggest thing when it comes to this energy, needing to understand that through this dynamic, you can, I guess, surrender to the understanding that what it is that's happening for you is being created, it's being elevated, but it's practical. All right, we've got nothing but pentacles here. So as you are building pentacles, things take, you have to break ground and you have to build it. It's molding clay in that sense. You have to create the sculpture, right? It's not as simple as just a new beginning that doesn't have substance to it, right? So it's a matter of understanding that you are protected, you are guided during this. And in fact, a lot of the things that you guys are going through is, again, to put you into a space that is allowing more gentility, that is allowing more grace to show up in your life, right? So this is good. And actually at the end of the deck, we also had this card here. And this is one of my favorites because this is about critical acclaim. And so it's a matter of understanding, especially when we see the Page of Pentacles, that maybe for those of you who need assistance or feel like you need help or something along those lines, that people will see you better than you think, right? And things are working in your favor in terms of you putting in the groundwork to be able to see through what it is that you want to have this new pentacle. To have this new pentacle, but it's a matter of understanding Six of Pentacles. What it is that you give can be given back, right? There's equal give and takes happening here. You just have to reach out, and you also have to understand the role that you play and how people see you in a positive light. Okay, so that's what I got for you guys. I hope I fulfilled your needs. If I did not, just tell me in the comment section, and I can obviously just create a new video about what it is that you need, or what it is that you feel like you're yearning for. Okay, so I love you. Ciao.